Hey guys, Angus here. Got a special video treat for you guys today. Today we're going to be taking a look at my personal tan airsoft loadout. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the actual video here, show you guys my tan or desert loadout, whichever you prefer to call it. First things first, this is really my only tan loadout. I never bought into the whole tan craze. My opinion, in the New Jersey fields, really if you're wearing tan, you kind of stick out like a sore thumb. I've always preferred to just wear my green variant camouflages as opposed to trying to be on the tan team in those games, which, not to get anything wrong, typically the guys with the tan honestly have the better guns. However, I always just preferred my OD. As you can see though, the tan actually does blend in rather well with the background environment behind me. In case you're wondering, no, it's not a green screen. I've had quite a few people always comment on that, and it isn't. It's actually natural woodland behind me. Now, we're mainly going to be focusing on my upper body, being that's where all the gear is. Down below on my leg area, there really is nothing, being that if you guys have ever played a game with me, you know I'm constantly crouching, constantly running. I've always got my knees bent. Therefore, I really don't like to have anything down there hindering my movement, cramping behind my knees, hurting me, you know, I just dislike that. So really on my legs, all I have are my khaki trousers. These are quite nice, loose fitting, plenty of pockets if I wanted to carry anything additionally. And on my feet, I'd never bought into the whole gotta have the military boots. I've just got standard Brahma tan work boots, steel-toed of course, that I can use for work and for airsoft as well. They're quite comfortable and they actually fit rather well and do perform rather well in the field. Now, onto the upper half of my body, which is what you guys can see with all the gear on it. Start off with my head and face area. First thing you're probably noticing is I don't have anything protecting my lower face area. And the reason for that is just because I hate having protection here, being that I prefer in-game to yell a lot. I don't like to be quiet. I don't like to have anything hindering my voice, hindering how loud I'm yelling. I hate having things muffle my breathing and fogging up my face, getting me all hot and sweaty underneath the mask. Just the way I play, I really should have face protection here. I've been shot in the teeth a couple times. Let me tell you, it's not a great feeling. I would recommend face protection here. Just me personally, I cannot stand it. Of course, I have eye protection, which is obviously required in any field you're going to go to. In this particular example, I have Banraj tinted shooting glasses. These will run you about $8, $10. They're actually quite nice. They fit to my face rather well. They have small foam inserts so that they're comfortable against my skin as opposed to hard plastic jabbing into my face. They're tinted so that if I was playing on a very sunny day, nothing's going to be bright and glaring in my eyes. Everything's going to be a little bit darker and I'll be able to see a bit better. Now moving upward, we have my old trusty hat that I've had for quite a few years, pretty much my whole airsofting life. It's just a Tractor Supply Company woodland camouflaged hat, and it actually works rather well. All it serves is to keep the sun out of my eyes, and also, say a BB's coming in, hopefully it'll zing off the bill of the hat as opposed to nailing me in the forehead. Attached to the hat, we do have a pair of mesh full seal goggles, obviously in tan, coyote brown more so. They're fairly nice. They're like $10 on Airsoft Station. Just recently acquired these, saw they had them in stock, picked up a pair. Normally these are just on my head for show, being that I don't like to wear the mesh too much, being that in case a fragment of a BB comes through, hits me in the eye. One thing I certainly do care about is actual eye protection. They are decent quality goggles though. They're a bit big. People always comment that I look funny with those style of goggles on, but in my opinion, Airsoft is not a fashion show, especially when it comes to eye protection. You'll notice I have no comm set on my head, as a lot of players have these days. Again, I just never enjoyed that. I'd much rather yell at my teammates to get them moving as opposed to trying to use all my secret code words over my comm system. I'm not really a milsim player, if you guys can't tell, guys. I'm a hobbyist and a fun style Airsoft player. Now moving on to my main torso here, obviously the underlying BDU is British Desert DPM. This is very comfortable. It's very, very lightweight. Fits on rather nicely. I can still wear, say, a t-shirt or two underneath, and I'm still quite comfortable. Not too hot. Even today when it's 80 degrees out, it's rather light and it feels quite comfortable on me. As always, I roll up my sleeves pretty much no matter what the environment is, and it keeps me cooler than it would be with the sleeves draped downward. On my hands, I've got some off-brand hard knuckle gloves. These aren't Condor. These are a little bit cheaper than that. They're quite uncomfortable. Really, I show up to the field with them on. After the first game, I usually take them off, throw them in my car. They serve the purpose of protecting the knuckles with that hard plastic there. However, the fingertips are also rather hard, and that prevents bending really, and it's hard for me to access my mags, open my pouches, etc. But I guess for protection, they're all right, and the main reason I'm wearing them is just to show them with the tan kit. Now, moving on to the actual vest here, this is a very nice piece of kit. It's a BULLE UK MOLLE chest rig, obviously in tan. I purchased mine for, I believe, 40 United States dollars or 25 British pounds over from flecktarn.co.uk. They're a pretty good website. It just takes a while to get to the US, being that they are in England. Overall, it's a rather nice piece of kit. As you can see, you got plenty of MOLLE areas here if I wanted to add additional pouches. Obviously, I haven't done that, being that for the smaller games or even the longer scenario games, this kit actually works rather well without any additional pouches on it. As you can see, I have 3 open top mag pouches here. You can hold 6 M4 style magazines, or in my case, up to 3 AK47 style mags. I've got 2 in here. Each of these are 550, 600 round high capacity metal AK magazines. Total, with 3 mags, that gives me about 1,800 rounds, and that's absolutely perfect. That's why I prefer high caps with AKs, because you hold so many BBs. Moving over to the right pouch here, unzip it. What I basically would store in here is just a small speed loader, as well as my camera if I were to get hit in a game. Pull out my camera, take a little bit of shots of some players out there. Also underneath all that stuff would be my dead rag, so if I were to get hit, pull that out, drape it over my head, so that way players would know I was out and not in game. In the opposite pouch on the left side, what's traditionally stored in here would be my sidearm for this kit. This is my HFC Colt 25 little green gas non-blowback pistol. This will run you about 20 bucks on airsoftstation.com. This is really just a last stand little pistol. Just pull this out, somebody's 50 feet away, give them a quick shot with it. It does hold 7 rounds in the mag. As you can see with these gloves on, really my finger can barely fit in the trigger guard, so I can pull the trigger. It's actually a nice little sidearm. Don't doubt its size here. This thing's actually not that bad. I do have a MOLLE panel on my back, however that's empty. Really don't have anything back there. I also have a document pouch behind the magazine pouches. What I'd be storing in there, say if a document was part of a game, a scenario I was playing, I would store it in there. Draped on my sides here, on the left I do have a tan Condor roll-up dump pouch. If I were to empty this mag out, example this one, I'd simply reach back, drop it in the dump pouch, and move on to my next magazine, so I wouldn't have to waste time trying to fit it back inside the pouch. Located on the right side, I have a pretty nifty item. This is a Swedish military canteen wrapped in gray wool. It's actually a metal canteen. I believe it holds a quart of liquid. I usually fill it up with some crazy drink, traditionally Dr. Pepper or something other like that, as opposed to just traditional water. It's an unscrew cap and it easily unclips off the belt, so I can raise it to my lips, get a quick drink, even in a game if I really wanted to. This is like a $12, $14 piece online at different military stores. I personally purchased mine for $5 at a flea market. So overall, that's the basic kit here. I'm going to show you the weaponry now. And here's the weaponry. This is my personal CYMA CMO50 Romanian AK47 AIMS AEG. It's an electric blowback AK. However, the blowback really doesn't work as well as it originally did, being this gun's a little over 2 years old. This is really my beaten to heck gun. As you can tell, got a lot of scratches on it. Pretty beaten up. Grip is obviously worn a little bit. Actually electrical taped onto the gun because a lot of the screws are missing for when I used to use this as a loner AEG at my field. It's got a real wood foregrip built in, very comfortable to hold, even with the stock out. When I've got this rig on, the wire stock actually feels very comfortable on my shoulder. However, this is one of the few guns out there that I may actually shoot with the stock folded, being that it's also fairly comfortable. As you can see, and as I mentioned earlier, this gun does take AK-47 mags. I got a 550 round mag in here right now. Battery wise, I usually carry 9.6 volt 1600 milliamp stick type battery in order to power this gun, give it a nice rate of fire of around the 900 rounds per minute area. It's a hard shooting gun, fires maybe 430 feet per second with .2s. That's part of the reason I carry that small sidearm. With a high FPS like that, traditionally my engagement distance is a little bit farther back. Therefore, I'm not really going to be engaging with the pistol too much at close distances, especially with a high-powered AK like this. The suppressor on the front is just a JBU standard suppressor. The gun has 14mm counterclockwise threads. I can't make up my mind if I like the suppressor on it or not. It does kind of look cool, but who knows. I've got a UTG metal double rail scope mount on this weapon. The side rail is bare of anything, being that I don't really have a flashlight or a laser to put on here, especially when I'm playing in field games. However, obviously the top rail is taken up by my trusty old Walther licensed MRS red dot sight, standing for multiple reticle sight. It's actually a pretty nice sight, and when the stock's out, I can aim down it rather well to line up with my target. This is overall a very nice gun. It's got a great hop-up unit on it. It's a very accurate AK47, and overall, it's a definitely nice gun that goes very well with this tan kit. So that's my whole loadout, guys. I really do hope you like it. If you're interested in doing a kit like this, just go ahead and ask for some pointers, as overall it works very, very well. Not too weighed down with gear. It's quite simple. I can get the job done in the field. So thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe.